I stayed up until about 11 in the morning. At one point during both the first hours of today and another time during the evening, I had some of the candy that's currently in my room. I stayed up until about 11. I did some work on the styrofoam drawing I started during a karaoke night at the Knob. In particular, I worked on some details of the shoes. While I also had some coffee. It was around 7 in the morning. While I was sleeping, Mom went to Wegmans in order to get some groceries. She tried calling me right before I left if I wanted to go with her, but I was asleep at the time. She got mostly some prepared meals that you just have to either microwave, like this one, and I think it's called black salmon meal, or a teriyaki salmon meal. I had it around 6 p.m. and it was pretty good. I was a bit apprehensive about it when I saw it because it had mushrooms, and I'm generally not much of a mushroom person. But the mushrooms ended up being pretty good. On their own, they probably wouldn't taste like much, but the teriyaki sauce added some good flavor. Mom mowed the lawn today. Probably mostly while I was asleep, and then went to Wegmans. I think I woke up sometime between late 5 p.m. Yeah, probably around late 5 p.m. Although after dinner, after that meal, I ended up falling asleep again and had a dream in which the best way I would describe it at this point is if the characters Eustace and Muriel from Courage the Cowardly Dog went through transformations. I generally haven't seen the show in years or really that much. But I did see the show at one point. When I finished the teriyaki salmon meal that came with mushrooms and some roasted red peppers, when I was just about done with it, while also having a glass of milk in a plastic cup, all that was left was, the last thing that remained was some of the teriyaki sauce. And I ended up picking up the container so I could drink the teriyaki sauce directly, since it was pretty good. As I said at the time, Wegmans makes some pretty good prepared food meals. They have employees who have some cooking skill and food preparation skill. Such as those that work at the sushi section and apparently also their food preparation section. This feels like one of those generic Alvinar quests. Excuse me. Anyway, for the time being, I'm currently coloring in the shoes that I drew the details on earlier for that styrofoam drawing I'm currently working on. I also recall there being a point in which I had some of that Crunchyroll sushi family pack that Mom got during the very last trip to get groceries at Wegmans, the one prior to the one that occurred today. I think I had some of the sushi rolls within the first hours of today. Either the literal first hours or probably the literal first hours. Again, I had a cup of coffee playing around 7 in the morning, and then I would have done some more work on that styrofoam drawing before I ultimately fell asleep around 11. But then I ended up discovering a YouTube channel that I hadn't seen in years due to attempting to find basically a Go Animate video that depicts a near-death experience. But I found something else in Vyond's business-friendly style. And that ultimately led me on a rabbit hole to rediscovering that YouTube channel. It seems at least some of the videos I remember are still up. Though not one in particular that I also remember, or at least I haven't found it yet. This YouTube channel has quite a bit of videos. And maybe what I remember is buried deep within a random video, and the title of it doesn't ring a bell to me, or at least it doesn't inform me that it contains what I'm looking for. That search is part of why I stayed up until 11 in the morning. And then woke up at late 5 p.m. Today in particular was the day where I think maybe in the afternoon I finished off the white chocolate Hershey's little footballs with some crunchy things inside them, and I broke into, I believe their birthday cake flavored / themed marshmallow peeps. Yeah, I ended up breaking into those in the afternoon. according to my mom, today was a somewhat cool day from what I could see. It either rained at some point or it was cloudy at times based off what I saw from the windows. That pinch injury I got the other day is healing. The swelling is going down. I noticed that occurring very late today, so it's healing. So that's good to hear. I pinched that area between the seat of the chair I'm sitting on and one of the tops of one of its legs. And that chair has since been tightened without me telling Mom that I got the pinch injury. At the time, I took care of it myself with soap, warm water, and then some ice. I think there was also a point today in which I had some of the haunted ghost pepper Pokwai chips in the cupboard as a sort of effort to clear the cupboards of food clutter. And I think that happened within the first hours of today. Maybe around the first quarter of it. There was some spice to it, but not too much. Still, I ended up having one of those milks that Mom got at McDonald's the other day, some days ago. Before I had even gotten back to her place from Dad's apartment unit. Although Dad is currently in the process of bidding on houses, although for the time being, he's been outbid on each attempt, but he is trying again. My only descriptions of the houses come from phone calls with him. Within the first hours of today, there was a point in which I accidentally gave the free knowledge points I get due to being in this fellowship, because it's at a particularly high rank in terms of fellowship perks. Thing is, those free knowledge points can only be spent on other players' ancient wonders within the fellowship. Although I accidentally gave them to a player who wasn't my knowledge point buddy, but I made up for that by in the afternoon giving my knowledge point buddy 12 knowledge points that I got through a combination of them naturally regenerating and collecting them from buildings that naturally generate them. Such as this one, although I'm not 100% sure if I collected from that one. Maybe I collected from this one, since these days I always choose for it to generate a knowledge point. I believe I got another Ferris wheel. Yeah. It's just that the last one I got hasn't disenchanted yet. At the time I had the teriyaki salmon meal, I had it with my mom, who had another of that same prepared meal from Wegmans. And after she finished hers, she had some Brussels sprouts. During the meal, Mom and I made some small talk while I played a game of Bloons Tower Defense 6 on my smartphone. I think at the time it was first the one I played on the intermediate enchanted map. Then I did another intermediate map. I think I did the balance map next. At some point during one game, I think I got confused because I failed to get... these were Monkey Teams games in which you pick any hero, 3 randomly generated heroes, and then try to beat the game with just that in order to get some extra monkey money. I failed to get proper defenses when the camo ceramics came. I think I got confused, accidentally hit the home button. And then for that game I ended up... I recall that was on... the Quiet Street map. And then I ended up losing the Monkey Teams option, even though I had followed it this whole time. And even though that happened, I continued following the Monkey Teams conditions.